Hey guys, what's going on? It's Robo here, and in this video we're going to be going over the Gorod Krovi Easter egg. And as far as actual steps go, this Easter egg is not too complicated. There are, however, a couple of challenging steps, so I'm going to do my best to give you guys a complete and thorough walkthrough of each step. And yeah, I know this is a pretty late tutorial as far as since release time goes, but you know, I gotta do what I gotta do to make my 59 fans happy. Oh yeah. But anyways, to get started, go ahead and turn on the power, and once you do that, you'll start getting these code cylinder drops from zombies. Now they'll be to any of the three locations, the Dragon Command, Tank Factory, or the Supply Depot. What you want to do is take them to their respective locations to call down a Groff module, which you will then need to defend. And you're going to need to do this successfully 3 times. And keep in mind, you'll need to be very quick in getting to the module because they do get destroyed very quickly. And if you do somehow let it get destroyed, don't worry, you just have to kill another zombie to get another code cylinder and you can take it to another location. And once you collect all 3 pieces from the Groff modules, you'll take them down into this little computer terminal here, and then you'll be able to call the dragon to any of the 3 locations, which will give you access to the hatchery. Now, your first trip over to the hatchery, there's going to be 2 things you need to do. The first I'm going to recommend that you do. You can do this in either order, but first thing I'm going to say you need to do is go ahead and just do the lockdown sequence. A lot of people skip this step for later because they are worried about their round changing, but the thing is, if you activate the sequence without killing the zombie, the zombies on the lockdown sequence are actually separate from your round zombies, so killing the lockdown zombies will not end the round. So go ahead and save a zombie, have your team come up to this terminal here and have all 4 players, or however many players are in your game, hold square on that terminal to initiate the lockdown sequence. And once the sequence has started, you're going to have waves and waves of zombies and manglers spawning in from either the left, right, or middle side, one at a time, until you get to the final wave where they will spawn in from all 3 sides. Now, I do highly recommend you stay at the top of the stairs and camp in the corner with an LMG, or the Mark III ray guns will be very, very useful here. But once the final wave has been cleared, you can return to the control panel over here and grab your Dragon Strike controller. That's going to be important for the trophy step later on. Now go ahead and head down to the bottom of the hatchery, and we're going to grab the dragon egg. Keeping in mind here, do not kill the zombie that we saved from earlier. So go ahead and head down and grab the dragon egg. You're going to shoot up on these little rafters here, and it's going to fall down, and you're just going to be able to pick it up by holding square, and then we're going to exit through the sewer. Keeping in mind here, we're going to shoot this little red light that's going to be up on the ceiling. Make sure you shoot it. It'll turn green, you'll hear a little clicking noise, and it's going to be important for later. Now, if you remember your tombstone challenges at the beginning, the bottom one says capture a dragon egg. Well, now that we have the dragon egg, it's going to tell us to bathe it in fire. In order to do that, we need to place it on one of several nests. You can place it in any of them. There are several across the map. The top ones of choice seem to be the one in spawn or the one at Dragon Command. Now you're just going to place it, let the dragon breathe fire on it, and then wait for one full round. That is, if you get the dragon egg bathed in fire on round 11, you need to wait all the way through round 12, and you can pick it up at the beginning of round 13. Next, our challenge is going to be get napalm zombie kills, and the best way to do this is to train zombies in an area where the dragon will blow fire. Build up a train, let it blow fire on them, and just kill about half of them, and then the bar will fill up and we'll move on to the next step, which is penetrating kills. Now the best way to do this is with a sniper, but as you can see here, I use the pack-a-punched haymaker. It just has to be one bullet that penetrates and kills multiple zombies. And just like with the previous step, once you have gotten enough kills, you can press your touchpad and look in the bottom right and see the progress bar. Now once the bar has filled up once again, we will now move on to melee kills. You can use your knife. It's obviously better to use the shield or the Bowie knife with insta-kill or something of that nature. Now once you have completed the final challenge, the bar will be fully charged on the egg, and you can return to the hatchery and place the egg in the incubator, where you will need to do another lockdown, defending it from zombies for a certain amount of time. Now one thing you want to make sure you do here is kill one of the Valkyrie drones next to that generator. It's going to turn it on. It's going to be important for a next step, which we will do while the egg is cooling. It's going to need 2 rounds to cool again, just like last time, but I'm going to go ahead and show you here once it does cool after 2 rounds, you can go ahead and pick up the gauntlets from the grave, and you'll get this gauntlet of Siegfried. It has a dragon on it, and you can also do this little punch thing. The punch is going to be important for later on. You'll just release the whelp with L2, and then you can punch with R2, and then when you need to, you can recall the whelp again to get your flamethrower back. Now moving on to the next step, the valve step. If you have successfully killed a Valkyrie next to that generator, you'll be able to start this step. And I'm going to give you a quick kind of overview of how this works. There's going to be a more detailed guide in the description, but if you don't want to know how to do it, if you just want to get it done right now, you can go over to Kronorium.com. This is a tool that our good friend Mr. Raffle Waffles has lended us, and it will actually allow you to enter where the green light is and where the purple cylinder is that you need for the following step. You can just enter it, and it will tell you what you need to change each valve to in order to get the code cylinder. Now if you're like me and you kind of want to see if you can understand it without kind of cheating using a free tool or whatever, I've got a chart here that I made that you can use, which will give you an idea of how you can direct the air around the map using the valves. But before you can do that, you need to understand how it works. Essentially, you need to direct the air from the green light, which will be a random location, to the purple cylinder, which will also be a random location. You need to direct the airflow from the green light through each location one time. Now real quickly, let me explain how this image I made works. Just for an example, let's take a look at Tank Factory on the left side of your screen. If you see, Tank Factory is location number 6. All the locations are numbered red. Each location is going to have a black line extending from it, which represents a position 1, 2, or 3, respectively, from left to right. So looking at Tank Factory, we'll see that location 6, Tank Factory, can direct air to locations 5, 3, and 2. If we set Tank Factory to dial 1, it's going to direct air to location 5, which is the infirmary. So if you want to give it a go with this example I have set up here, Dragon Command is the start, Department Store is the finish, and I've given you a little hint on the starting position. You would change Dragon Command to 3 to direct the air to the infirmary. So just see if you can figure out how to direct the air around to where it ends up at Department Store. I'm going to have the solution in a few seconds if you would like to go ahead and pause it in 3, 2, 1. Again, I will have a complete detailed guide in the description. Also, I will have the link to that website, Kronorium, in the description as well if you don't feel like solving it yourself. So once you have obtained the code cylinder, you can take it over to Sophia and hold square, and then you'll place it in the side of the machine there, where you will then need to enter the password Kronos by shooting each of the dials, rotating them until they spell out the word from top to bottom. Once you confirm it, your screen will flash white if it is correct. If it is not correct, you will have to wait a full round. But once you do confirm it, you can now move on to the next step of collecting trophies. Now there's 6 of these. They can be collected in any order, but the first one there, you need to use your shield explosion in that area and it'll pop up on the floor and you can pick it up. The second one, you'll need to shoot out of his hand and it'll fall down to the rock there. The third one I'm going to show you, you need to activate the laser trap and pick it up after it runs out. The fourth one, you need to use the dragon strike on that circular puddle and then it will rise out of the water. And for the next one, remember me telling you to shoot that red light back down there in the sewer? Well, this is why. When we go back to the hatchery, there's going to be a trophy sitting in the toilet in the back of the area behind Pack-a-Punch. So we'll pick that up and then we'll move on to the last one. We'll use our gauntlets, release the whelp, and then punch the safe, and the trophy will be sitting there in the safe. And so now that we have all of our trophies, we're going to come up to this computer screen here in the Dragon Command and hold square to place them down. And then we will hold square again to start one of 6 random challenges. I'm going to go in order from left to right across the screen in the order the trophies appear and give you a demonstration of what to expect when you do get each of these challenges. But by no means will they appear in this order. Now the first one I'm going to show you is the Gersh Soul challenge. A yellow orb will appear somewhere random on the map, and you'll need to search it out by looking for it and listening for the sort of humming sound that it releases. And once you do find it, shoot the crap out of it with a pack-a-punch gun. You need to make it explode, and it'll kind of release this purple energy around it when it explodes correctly. You need to do this 3 times. When you do it correctly, you'll actually know you do it right when you get an audio quote. You need to get 3 audio quotes. I'm going to go ahead and remind you that you do need to be very quickly moving around the map when you do get any of these challenges, because you need to do them as quickly as you possibly can, and if you do not, you will fail it and you will have to wait till the next round to start the challenge again. One thing I will point out is to start each challenge, you do need to wait till the round rolls over, and each time you need to start the same challenge or a new challenge, you need to hold square on the computer monitor. So moving into the next possible challenge you will get, it's going to be the bomb challenge. This is probably one of the most difficult challenges. This gives people the most trouble, but essentially you're going to need to defuse 6 different bombs around the map in a specific order, which you learn by watching the screen after you press the green button to start it. However, when you do press it, keep in mind there's going to be a sequence flash very quickly first. That is not the correct order. It's just going to flash all of them around randomly, and then the next time that these screens flash is going to be the correct order. It's going to be of a more slower flashing sequence, and I recommend that you can use something like Snapchat or something just to record and kind of call it out as you're recording it. That way you don't have to take your eye off your screen, because there will be zombies spawning in, and this way you can say it and help your team kind of memorize it that way too. As it's playing back on your Snapchat over your microphone, they can still hear that. But before you do start any of this, you're going to want to go ahead and show each person all of the bomb locations, and then assign each person a specific set of bombs to watch. You don't want one person running around the map, because they're not going to make it. You don't have enough time. Because if you fail to defuse them in time, or if you defuse the wrong one in the wrong order, it will detonate all of the bombs that have not been defused, and anyone standing near them will instantly die. And if your entire team are standing next to armed bombs, you will all die and have to restart everything all over again. So the first one there is going to be under the stairs in the department store. You can assign one person to watch that one, and then the next one is over in the armory and supply depot. You can assign one person to watch both of those. The next one is in the Dragon Command. The person calling out the order can watch that one, and then the next 2 are in the Infirmary and in the Tank Factory. You can assign one person to watch those 2. So you have 2 people watching 2 bombs and 2 people watching 1 bomb. And again, make sure you do have one person standing in front of the screen calling out the order. Now, for the next possible challenge you're going to get is the Escort a Mangler challenge. Randomly somewhere on the map, typically it's going to be either the department store or the Tank Factory. Most of the time I've noticed that it's been Tank Factory. You're going to need to escort a green-eyed Mangler from that position all the way to the Dragon Command, while staying within close proximity of it, because if you are not close enough, it will actually take a detour and start running away from you, which is not good. If it reaches its quote-unquote objective point that it's going to when it's not following you, it will actually despawn him, and you'll have to wait till the next round. For this, you can use things like Undead Man Walking. Those will help very well. Or you can have someone on your team just actually train the zombies around in the Tank Factory and not killing them and let them horde up. But you'll just have your whole entire team come over to this landing pad over here underneath the area across from Sophia, and that is where you're going to be escorting most of the things on these challenges. Keep in mind, when you are escorting something like the Mangler or the Valkyrie drone, you do not want to shoot them at all, because they will take damage and they will die and it will destroy them, and you will have to wait till the next round. So the next possible challenge you're going to get is actually escort a Valkyrie. Now, similar to the Mangler challenge, you need to stand close to it to escort it, but this guy is not going to attack you or take a detour. If you run away from him, he's just going to stop moving and you have to come back to him. Keep in mind, while escorting, things like fireworks and monkey bombs and grenades will damage whatever you're escorting. So now, for the next challenge, you're going to have to defend one of the Groff modules, but this time it's going to spawn outside of the map. So you want to have your entire team come over to the area where the Groff module is and defend it from zombies. Now, there will not be any zombies spawning inside of the map until the Groff module is done charging. Now, considering there are a ton of zombies that are going to be spawning and attacking it, have someone spam the hell out of the ray gun Mark IIIs. But anyways, once you have defended it long enough, you can send your dragon whelp out to receive the cargo that has been left inside. It'll fly back up and place the cargo somewhere near where you were standing. You just hold square to pick it up, and you can recall your whelp and return to Sophia, place the cargo, and then you can move on to the next step, which in this case is going to be the last step, which is where you have to take a key card out of the big computer screen, take it over to the hatchery, have all 4 players down there, and hold square on that red computer monitor, where you will then need to defend yourselves from an onslaught of manglers. There will be tons of manglers spawning. It will be only manglers, so I recommend LMGs and the things like that. But once your download progress has reached maximum, you can take the key card and return to Sophia, where she will then give you a power core. You'll just hold square, pick up the power core, and then return to the spawn and go to the area where the fountain is, where all of the stone children are kind of standing there on that fountain. And you're going to turn around to where you see that bus kind of and look towards the area where Nikolai is downed at. And you just want to pull out your gauntlets and release your whelp right there. Just release your whelp, and it's going to take the power core over to Nikolai, and then you can return to Sophia. She'll fly off into space, and then you can start the next step. Now, this is the point where I'm going to recommend that you go ahead and get everything you need immediately, and because this is going to be the point of no return. Once you go in, you cannot come back out, just like with all the other boss fights. So go ahead and get set up, get all your gobblegums, everything you need, and once you are ready, you can have your entire team go up to Sophia, stand on that big square there on the ground, and hold square. And it's going to drop your entire team into the sewers, and you're going to get taken to the boss fight, where in order to start, you will run to the middle and hold square on the button that is sitting there. And once you do that, you'll be able to fight the dragon. Nikolai is going to help you fight the dragon, and what he's going to do is he's going to shoot these harpoons at the dragon, and it's going to kind of make holes and red little spots on the dragon, where you're going to then need to shoot those red spots on the dragon with your LMGs or whatever you have until it kind of explodes or whatever. And you're going to do this 3 times until the dragon dies, and then you can move on to the next part of the fight where you fight Nikolai. Also, a bit of a side note I forgot to mention, make sure you bring the helmet in instead of the wings. Do not bring the wings in here. We're going to get screwed. Everyone who brings the wings always dies. Bring the helmet. There's going to be tons of manglers spawning. You're going to need it. Trust me. So for this fight, all you basically need to do is look at Nikolai, and he's going to have these yellow spots on him, these yellow little fuses or whatever they are. You're just going to need to shoot them until they're destroyed. And you're going to need to repeat that process until all of them are destroyed. And I'm going to go ahead and recommend bring the Shadow Claws with you. As you can see, if your team goes down once, they're pretty much screwed if you don't have something to revive them with. But once you shoot all of the yellow spots on Nikolai's mech, he will go down, and you will get the nice little cutscene here teasing for DLC 4. But anyways, that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, drop me a comment, guys. Peace out.